إن الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا ويصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدى هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. أما بعد, my brothers and sisters, indeed, in today's sermon we will be focusing on some of the lessons we can get out of one of the verses of one of the chapters of the glorious Quran, a verse which at least all of us, that is 100% of the Muslims, are supposed to or are expected to recite it nothing less than 17 times in a day. A verse that is the only person whom you may think did not recite it that day is someone who is just coming into Islam. Maybe he has not been opportune to learn it yet. That is a surah, the chapter is Surah Al-Fatiha. Because as a Muslim, there is no way your salah can be acceptable without the recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha. That means it is mandatory upon all the Muslims, so long as they can, learn how to recite, to know how to recite the Quran. To recite Surah Al-Fatiha. And in that surah, the verse we want to focus on is the verse in which Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is saying, Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. Surah Al-Fatiha is a surah that summarizes all the content of the glorious Quran. It is a surah that summarizes the entire content of the glorious Quran. And that verse is, most of us will read it. One thing Allah Ta'ala expected of us when we recite the Quran is for you to recite it with tadabbur. Recite it, pondering over it. That is, try to understand, try to learn some of the thick things those verses you are reciting are telling you. It's easy to say Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim, that is, guide us onto the right path. And in most cases, except few blessed by Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, when you say Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim, in most cases, even if you think about it, what comes to your mind is, you're thinking of what you will do to get to where? Jannah. But that short verse, you can continue to talk about it until you are tired. You can continue to discuss it until the end of your own life. Because one thing about Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala's, words, it goes beyond your imagination. You will continue to learn out of it as you read day in, day out. And that is why people doesn't get tired of reciting the Quran, most especially those who read with understanding. Because every day there is something new you learn out of it. When we say Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim, guide us onto the right path. Most of us, like I said, we only connect it to doing what you will do to get paradise. We are all more concerned about this worldly life. So it makes us not to have proper connection with that verse. While in reality, the life you give preference to, as Allah clearly also told us in the verse of the Quran, that بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا. You give preference to the life of this world, that is over the life of the hereafter. That is, we are more concerned about achieving our worldly, desire more than the hereafter. That is, most of us, if we are given the choice of getting this world and living the hereafter, or living the world and gaining the hereafter, most of us will choose gaining the world and what? Living the hereafter. Most of us. And that is why, even because that is most of the people, that's how they think. You see, Allah Ta'ala, for us not to all go astray, He told us in the verse of the Quran that وَلَوْلَا أَنْ يَكُونَ النَّاسُ أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً لَجَعَلْنَا لِمَنْ يَكْفُرُ بِالرَّحْمَنِ لِبُيُوتِهِمْ سُقُفًا مِنْ فِضَّةٍ وَمَعَارِجَ عَلَيْهَا يظهرون ولبيوتهم أبوابا وسررا عليها يتكئون وزخرفا وإن كل ذلك لما متاع الحياة الدنيا والآخرة عند ربك للمتقين. You see, in this verse, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is saying that وَلَوْلَا أَنْ يَكُونَ النَّاسُ أُمَّةً وَاحِدًا. If not for the sake of people becoming one set of, one type, one kind, that is everybody being the same, he said we would have made, let's just to summarize the verse, he said he would have made the good things of this world be for those who disobey him, be for those who disbelieve in him. You see, if he designed the life like that, that means everybody knows the secret of getting things is what? Just what? Disobey. And what will happen? But tu'thiruna al-hayat ad-dunya, that means everybody will go to, mostly will all go to that side. وَلَوْلَا أَنْ يَكُونَ النَّاسُ أُمَّةً وَاحِدًا. Maybe having their houses, the roof of silver, their staircases good, on a dull kind of, meaning they have everything. But there is one secret we need to get from that verse. The righteous path, Sirat al-Mustaqim, is a path that I usually say, it first of all it gives you happiness in this world before the start of the issue of hereafter. Until you get there, that is when you start getting that one. You can't get things of the hereafter until you get to the hereafter. And you don't even know how it looks like until you get there. And that's how Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala told us in the verse of the Quran that فَلَا تَعْلَمُ نَفْسٌ, no soul knows مَا أُخْفِيَ لَهُمْ, what is being hidden for them, مِنْ قُرَّةِ أَعْيُنٍ, of what gladdens the heart. He said جَزَاءً بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. The Prophet told us in the hadith that in the hereafter, he said the life of the hereafter, the goodness of the hereafter, he said, he was describing it in the hadith, he said, فِيهَا مَا لَا عَيْنٌ رَأَتْ, that is in Jannah, and the hereafter, there are things that what? Eyes have never seen. This is your eyes have never seen them. وَلَا أُذُنٌ سَمِعَتْ, the ears have never heard of them. That means you've never heard how the goodness of the hereafter is. Some things we hear in the Quran, even in the Quran about the hereafter, Allah is only giving you an illustration. It is not exact description. He is giving you an example with what you understand, at least to be able to capture something. That's all. Just like somebody who, the only animal, let's say he was born blind and suddenly one time maybe Allah opened his eyes and the only animal he saw was what? A cock. And suddenly the eyes went what? Blind again. So when you now mention an elephant, he will ask you, is it bigger than a cock or what? Smaller than what? A cock. So you see, he will want to use what he knows to what? To picture what he doesn't know. فيها ما لا عين رأت ولا أذن سمعت ولا خطر على قلب بشر. He said the heart of mankind have never what? Imagine it. So when you ask Allah to guide you onto the right path, you are asking Him to guide you onto the path that when you follow, you will enjoy your world, you will have good life, and you will have something better in the hereafter. And as you ask Allah, as you make the dua, we usually tell ourselves from time to time, dua alone doesn't solve your problem. If dua alone will solve problem, the Prophet wouldn't have gone through some of the stresses he went through. So you need to pray and also work towards it. So you cannot just be saying every day, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, and you don't also practically work towards achieving that. Because to achieve that, Allah says, وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا, those who strive in our cause, لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا, we will guide them onto our path. So if we ask Allah to guide us onto the right path, we are asking Him to guide us onto the path that will give us a good life here and a better life in the hereafter. So what is this indeed? So anytime you recite this ayah, always try to now check your life to see whether you are making effort to make Allah, to make your dua acceptable. When you make dua, there are conditions for acceptance of dua also. Because if you supplicate, you need to fulfill some conditions for Allah to grant your supplications. So when you say Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, and you don't work towards achieving Sirat al-Mustaqim, then the prayer becomes what? Useless. And that's why sometimes we are not seeing results of our dua. Every day we read in our salah, when you run the salah, you are making dua. It's dua. But our situation is getting worse. Why? Because we have not worked towards what? Achieving what we are asking Allah for. So we need to use this verse to change our situation. Well, sometimes some of us may say that, yes, I alone can change things. Everybody can change something. Everyone can change something. You change what you can change. Allah did not ask you to change what another person can change. He won't hold you accountable for someone else's responsibility. He will only hold you accountable for your own responsibility. So focus on your responsibility. I focus on mine. You focus on yours. He focus on his. With that, you will see that we will make a lot of changes. So when you now ask Allah, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, as a Muslim, don't connect it to mosque alone. Don't connect it to zakah alone. Don't connect it to what? Hajj alone. Don't connect it to fasting alone. Connect it to your office. Connect it to your business. Connect it to your what? Your interaction with people. Connect it to your interaction, like I do say, even non-Muslims. Let non-Muslims live around you and they feel safe. Let non-Muslims live around you. They can feel the impact of the Quran. That can bring them into Islam more than your noise. Sorry for using that word. Yes, when you talk and it doesn't work, it's like you are what? You're making noise. Because we want to tell them how good Islam is. Then let them see how good Islam is in your own body. Let them see how Islam is good in your lifestyle. Let him interact with you and pray not to want to part with you. Like I do tell us, change people. That will not change our situation. We need to change our thinking. That will change our situation. The same people who put us in problem can get us out of problem. Yes, it's a fact. Same people who fought the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam were also those that when you mention their names today, you will say radiallahu anhu. So like I say, don't fight people. Everybody is your brother. When you fight anybody, you are fighting your brother. If you want to bring anybody down, you are bringing your brother down. You are bringing your family down. If you curse anybody, you are cursing your family. If you curse any generation, you are cursing your generation. Because every human being you see is a descendant of Prophet Adam. And that's what you are. And Allah did not ask you to what? Curse him. Both the bad and the good. What did Allah ask you to do? Save them. It's just like when you have two people, the oppressor and the oppressed. What the Prophet asked you to do is to assist the oppressor and assist the oppressed. Because he said to us in the verse of in the hadith that insur akhaka zaliman aw mazluma. He said, assist your brother as an oppressor and also the oppressed. Then they say, okay, we understand how to assist the one who is being oppressed. Is by what? Getting for him his what? His right. But how do we assist the oppressor? You see, you assist the oppressor by what? Preventing him or stopping him from the oppression. Or if you see a kafir, your goal should not be to destroy the kafir. Your goal should be to what? They need to make the kafir a mu'min. If you want to enter Jannah, also work for him to enter Jannah. Pray for him to enter Jannah. So let's try to, the verses we read in the, in the course of our salah or anywhere we find ourselves. Try to see how you can digest it. Try to see how you can, use it to make your life better. So if you sirat al-mustaqim, that is, we're asking Allah to what? Guide us onto the path, onto actions that we will do, that will give us what? Good life. Because Allah wants good life for you. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu istajibu lillahi wa lirrasuli idha da'akum lima yuhyikum. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala says, O you who believe, answer the call of Allah and the call of the messenger when they both invite you to what will give you good life. And also for you to know that Islam have to also connect you, have something to do with your worldly life. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala said in the verse of the Quran that man amila salihan, whoever do righteous deed min dhakarin, a male or untha or female, wa huwa mu'min, and is a believer, he said وَلَنُحْيَنَّهُ حَيَاةً طَيِّبًا, we are going to make him live a good life in this world. Then what happens after? He said وَلَنَجْزِيَنَّهُمْ, we will reward them in the hereafter بِأَحْسَنِ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ, with what is what? Better than what they do. May Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala guide us all onto the right path. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله العظيم الجليل لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب وخطيئة فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن دعا بدعوته واستنى بسنته وسار على نهجه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, my brothers and sisters in deen, may Allah Tabaraka enjoy upon me and upon my the Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala make it easy for us to walk towards being on the right path. And then, as Muslims, there's nothing you can achieve more than pleasing Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, because He has given you everything. He has given you path to good life. The kind of life you want in this world, He has given you path or pattern or design or guidance that you will achieve better than what you want. Allah Ta'ala have given you a pattern or a design or a guidance that when you follow the kind of world you want, you will get something better than that. Because Allah's thinking is far beyond your own imagination. He is the wisest of all. And that is why He have designed everything. He said, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. We've created man in what? In the best of mode. Nothing human being will create that will be better than man. You cannot have. Nothing. Because anything made by man, that is, the person who made that thing is more sophisticated than that thing. Because it is how he wants that thing to work, it is working. Nobody makes something without first of all thinking of what to do with that thing. It is what he wants to achieve with that thing that he designed it for, whether what will build or what will destroy. If it is a bomb somebody wants to create, first of all, you may feel we want to create a bomb that when he throws it, it will wipe off a community. He might have captured what he defined as a community in his own mind. Just the way Allah made you, He have thought of what to make with you before He made you. And you cannot be more sophisticated than Him. And that is why you don't understand Him fully, except what He told you about Himself. It is not Allah told you about Himself, that is what you can say about Him, or what you're able to discover about Him through what He made in you. So we want a better life, then follow Allah's guidance, and you will get it. If you want a rough life, go contrary to it. That's just the secret. Secret of good life is follow Allah's design, and secret of bad life is what? Go contrary to Allah's design. Secret to enjoying your car is use it according to the manufacturer's what? Manual. And secret of suffering, your car suffering you, is go contrary to what? The manual, the design manual. You will suffer. It's the same thing. You are also something made by someone. So you did not make yourself. So you did not decide what you want to do with yourself before you made yourself. Somebody made you. So that person have thought of what to make of you, or what you want to gain from you, or what you want to achieve with you, or what he wants you to do, and he designed you according to that. So your own peace is just to go by that. You refuse to go by that, then you will suffer. It's just like now you have your car. If you want your car to take you somewhere, if the car refuses to take you, you will do what? If you look for a mechanic to knock sense into it. If it refuses to go, you will what? Find a way to make it go by force. If it refuses to go, you get a tow and you tow it there. So the car will not have the final say. You have the final say. That's how we also are. If you buy your dog, there is a reason for buying the dog. You buy your horse, there's a reason for what? Buying the horse. You buy your ram, there's a reason for what? Buying the ram. So if the ram refuses to go by that, what happens? Yeah, that's it. You decide another thing. So you see, you are still the one deciding, not the ram. If you want to keep it, if it is giving you headache, maybe you turn it to what? To meat. This is it. So if you refuse to obey what Allah says, in the area, and I usually tell us, if you refuse to obey Allah, you are not refusing to obey Him because you have the capacity. to disobey him. You are only able to disobey him because he gave you the capacity to disobey him. So if he doesn't want you to disobey him, he withdraws that capacity. That's all. So until you understand this, then you will not have peace. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala guide us all. Alright? May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, our leaders, our businessmen, our civil servants, our scholars, our children, our wives, all those around us, may Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, as we keep asking Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to guide us onto the right path, may Allah make it easy for us to also take the step towards achieving that. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم لا تدع لنا في مقامنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا كربا إلا نفسته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا عسيرا إلا يسرته ولا عدوا إلا خذلته ولا مبتلا إلا عافيته ولا ميتا إلا رحمته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة هي لك رضا ولنا فيها صلاح إلا أعنتنا على قضايا وسع برحمتك يا الراحمين. اللهم بعلمك الغيب وقدرتك على الخلق أحينا ما علمت الحياة خيرا لنا وتوفنا إذا علمت الوفاة خيرا لنا. اللهم إنا نسألك خشيتك في الغيب والشهادة ونسألك كلمة الحق في الرضا والغضب ونسألك القصد في الغنى والفقر ونسألك نعيما لا ينفد ونسألك قرة عين لا تنقطع ونسألك الرضا بعد القضاء ونسألك برد العيش بعد الموت. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. عباد الله قوموا لصلاة يرحمكم الله.